Hello there. Welcome back to Grade 11 Business Studies. In this video, we want to look at question paper 2 of Grade 11 Business Studies. And then we are going to look at question 3.5 in particular according to this video. So this is our question. And our question is on problem solving. So we are going to read the answers that are given there, then answer the questions that are following. The question reads, read the scenario below and answer the questions that follow. We are given my construction there in brackets MC. My construction is required to build a new railway in a small rural town. The director has decided to invite experts to address the challenge. So on 3.5.1, it is identify the problem-solving techniques used by Mike Construction. Motivate your answer by quoting from the scenario above. So obviously, we're going to identify the technique, and then we also provide the motivation. So going back to our extract, you'll see that if you go to the last experts, so invitation of experts to address the challenge. So that's why we are going to have a hint in terms of what technique do we have, what problem solving technique is there. So you'll see that the most appropriate problem solving technique that is there is the Delphi technique. Remember the explanation of the Delphi technique. It says it's a way to get expert opinions on important organizational decisions. This technique helps experts arrive at a group decision that might solve a complex problem. So you'll see that the element of invitation of experts is the one that is pointed out, and this is what is being highlighted by extract on this part where we are saying they have decided to invite experts to address the challenge. So we have Delphi technique as our answer on 3.5.1 is indicated here. We have a Delphi technique. So going back there on the second part, is saying motivate your answer by quoting from the scenario. Obviously, we are going to quote this part where they're going to invite experts. So on our answer section, again, we refer back the explanation that we have on our answer section is saying the board of directors have decided to invite experts to address the challenge, which is going to be our motivation. So this is what we have on this on the motivation part. So going back to the next question, it reads, explain the meaning of the problem-solving technique identified in question 3.5.1. Question 3.5.1 is this one, and we've identified the Delphi technique. So the question needs us to explain the meaning or describe what is a Delphi technique. So we are going to just describe it within the context of what we're just trying to explain on 3.5.1. And we'll see that a Delphi technique is the process of gathering or a panel of experts like what has been highlighted and engaging in several rounds of questions about how to make certain business decisions or solve organizational problems. So this is a brief explanation that we have, but the question obviously has got 6 marks, which means that it requires a detailed explanation in terms of what is a Delphi technique. So going to our answer section, we'll see that we've got points there that we have that are explaining the meaning of Delphi technique. The first point is saying experts do not have to be in one place and will be contacted individually. So that is the scenario that we have why we bring in the Delphi technique, that we have experts do not have to be in one place. So it means these experts they are not necessarily need to be in one place. As we can contact them individual. So this is the first part. The second part is saying design a questionnaire consisting of questions how to improve the quality of their products and distribute it to the panel members. So the issue of questionnaires is also describing the element of questions that has been highlighted, that the Delphi technique, the process also involves the issue of questioning in terms of questions as being highlighted by the second point. So on the second point, I request the panel to individually respond to the questionnaire, suggest improvements to the products, and return to the business. So this is our third point. And going to the fourth point, summarize the responses from the experts in a feedback report. So we are going to have a summary in terms of the responses that have been made, and then we are going to come up with a feedback report. So this is what we have on this point. And then on the next point, prepare a final summary feedback report with all the methods to improve the quality of the business product. So a final summary report obviously has to be compiled at the end. So this will help improve the quality of the business product. So basically, the objective is that at the end of the day, our business products are going to be refined. We are going to have a better position in terms of our business product. So this is what we have on this point. Go to the last point. The business chooses the best solution or proposal after reaching a consensus. So at the end, a consensus has to be we have to reach a consensus whereby we have to choose as the best solution. Obviously, it's after a discussion and a consensus has been reached. So this becomes the last point. Then we go to the next question, which is numbered. Let's just try to see which is numbers at 3.6 in this question paper. Recommend ways in which professional, responsible, ethical, and effective business practice should be conducted. So basically, what is being asked here, there are ways, there are proper ways which are we should be there in the business to show that good business practices are being engaged in. So if you see there on the description, the question is saying recommend ways in which are professional, responsible, ethical, and effective business practices which should be conducted. So basically, we are saying these are good practices that should be undertaken within the operations of businesses. So those are the recommendations that we are going to go through. So if you go to our answer section, now you'll see that we have a list of them that we have there. The first one reads, business should treat all employers equally. So equity in terms of treatment of employees is also very vital, very important in the operations of a business. So we go to the next one, plan properly and put preventive measures in place. And then next point, pay fair wages or salaries which are in line with the minimum requirements of the BCEA, remunerate employees working overtime during public holidays. So remuneration in terms of overtime also is necessary to indicate ethical ways. And also during public holidays, they should be remunerated. So there is a statement which is saying salaries which are in line, so payment of salaries which are in line with the minimum requirements of the BCEA. And we know that the BCEA stands for Basic Conditions of Employment Act. So we should abide by the requirements of the BCEA in terms of payment of wages or salaries. So this is what we have on this part, which is the typically the third point that we have there. Then fourth point is saying engage in environmental awareness programs, refrain from polluting the environment, for example, by legally disposing of toxic waste. So this is the point that we have. The next point, refrain from starting a venture using other business ideas that are protected by law. So these are some of the points. We go on with business decisions and actions must be clear or transparent to all stakeholders. And then we have got business should be accountable, responsible for their decisions and actions. That is our patent, explaining our patent rights. And then we go to our next point, hiring honest, trustworthy accountants, financial offices with good credentials. So we go to the next point. The next point reads regular or timeless payment of taxes, which is obviously this is in accordance to the payment that's going to be done to SARS. And then draw up a code of ethics, that is a code of conduct also, and then ongoing development and training of employees. So staff development also is important. Then performance management systems or appraisals should be in place. So workers should also be rewarded if they go an extra mile in terms of their performance. Then we go to adequate internal controls, monitoring and evaluation. Then the next point is saying any other related ways in which professional, responsible, ethical, and effective practices should be conducted. So any other that is appropriate also can be marked correct. That is what our last sentence here is trying to illustrate. So these are the points that we have. But if you go back to our question, you'll see that our question has got 8 marks. So you can raise 8 points there so that you can get all of the marks. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video on a question on problem solving. Let's check in for more videos to come. Let's not forget to subscribe and share. Let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 11 business studies. Typical examination questions are going to be uploaded as we approach the exam. Let's get notified. Let's turn on the notification button. As for this video, I'm signing out. Let's meet again in the next video.